Setting up a budgeting umbrella cost is also a very simple procedure. And as you can also see here, we can create multiple budgets. So you can manage under a single account multiple budgets to better understand how your costs are being consumed and keep an eye on them. We could configure simultaneously a budget looking at project level, and we could also do a budget looking at QA and dev level. So it makes it very easy to track costs and keep an eye on the costs from all different dimensions and views. Very simple to set up. We click on monitoring and budgets, and then we would create our first budget. The budget would receive a name, and we also have the option for amortized or unblended. Now, the important thing of being able to do an amortized budget means that if we have any savings applied to us centrally from the FinOps team, they will still be applied to us and not shown as a pure reduction. We'll see the actual reduction in cost and then the new cost applied accordingly, and not just the reduction. And again, we can filter, so we can do a budget for the entire account by not applying any filters, or we can do for certain linked accounts or for certain service types. And again, using our business mapping, we could do a budget based for the different dimensions that we set up in our business mapping. In this case, I'm going to do it for the entire account. We choose the type of budget we want. We could have a fixed budget, for instance, $50,000 a month, but we can take it to a more advanced level and do a planned budget. In this case, we take into account that different months have different costs associated with them. It could be a natural growing environment where every month we have a 5% increase in cost. We might be doing a migration which over time is growing. So we therefore have the option to have different costs per month. We also have the option to automatically calculate that. So we could start, for instance, with a $50,000 budget and calculate a 5% increase, and we have the numbers associated. The second thing we have is a rolling budget. This is also a very nice feature. As if I apply a rolling budget, and let's say I have here the $50,000, but I only consume $40,000, the remaining $10,000 is then rolled over to the following month, so that the budget is not lost. It's simply passed on to the next month, so I can still consume it. And obviously, all of that is managed within the period of time defined in the budget period itself. Finally, we can set up alerts. As within the entire system, these can go out to Teams, email, Slack, and ticketing systems, and the alert can be based on actual spend or forecasted spend. Now, our forecasted spend is also based on AI, so we have a very, very accurate forecast, and then we can alert you as soon as possible. If you were to only alert on actual spend, you would only know when you hit that mark, that you've reached the mark. By alerting you on the forecasted spend, we're able to alert you way in advance that you are possibly going to cross that threshold. So we could say, I don't mind going 10% over budget, but please alert me if my forecast is for 110%. I would add my email here. And we can also do multiple alerts, so each alert could have a different threshold and also be sent to a different email address. I create the budget. It will take a few minutes to create, as it's also building the forecast. In the meantime, we can see here existing budgets that we already have. Let's take this production one, for instance. As I open it up, I can see the information here showing me how much I've consumed of the budget. This is the first day at the beginning of the month, so we're obviously in the budget. However, we can see that the forecast is that we're going to go way over budget by over 1,000% by the end of the month. Going down, we also see historical data, so we can see how much we historically consumed in this account, and we get the forecast. We also supply a 6-month forecast, also, as mentioned before, based on AI and machine learning, so we get a very accurate forecast of how our future spending is looked. This forecast is based on 2 main parameters. The first is the historical usage, so we see what happened historically. We look at over 6 months of previous data, and we also look at any changes to the environment. So if new resources are being spun up or if anything's being deleted, those will also be factored into our forecast. And we can, of course, also save all of this to a dashboard. So we can have a dashboard showing multiple budgets, or we could have a dashboard for a certain project, which might show both usage, services, and budget and forecasting. And we can also have this scheduled to be sent out as well, again, to email, Teams, and Slack. So we have, again, very advanced capabilities for both creating the budget and also forecasting based on the filtering or business mapping that are applied when created.